I've officially booked my appointment to apply for dual citizenship at the Philippine Consulate in San Francisco, and I'm here to share with you the reasons why I decided to become a dual citizen, my to do checklist, some tips and reminders on how you need to prepare for your appointment. And I hope after watching this video, you'll feel ready and confident to process yours. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Isla. I'm sharing my journey through immigration, motherhood, and everyday life. If you're looking for helpful insights, real experiences, and a supportive space, you are in the right place. So please hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you'll be on the loop on my next post. And feel free to engage in the comments, for I'd love to have you in this journey with me. Just to share with you a backstory, I was born and raised in the Philippines, and I only moved here in the US 5 years ago, got married, started a family, and eventually got my US citizenship this year. As you all know, if you become a US citizen, you will have to renounce your citizenship from your home country, which for me is Philippines. So at first, actually for me, okay, I would carry on. I processed my US passport, got it, and was able to travel back in the Philippines for 2 weeks for a quick break and spend time with family and friends. And then now that I'm back here in the US, I feel like I have unfinished business. I just feel like I still want to be a Filipino citizen. That's why it triggered me to just process my dual citizenship all at once in the same year so that it's done and over with. I won't have to think about it for the next few years. And another reason why it triggered me to apply for dual citizenship is, to be honest, my firstborn, my son, is already a dual citizen because when I gave birth to him, I was still a green card holder slash Filipino citizen. So I only had to report his birth at the Philippine Consulate. And after that, I was able to process his Philippine passport. So that's actually a different story or different journey. If that relates to you, feel free to let me know. I'm willing to share with you my journey as well as to how I applied for report of birth and eventually apply for Philippine passport for my son. Comment down below if you want me to share that as well. But for now, let's focus on me becoming a dual citizen first. So now that you have an idea of my backstory and an overview of who I am, I will still further share with you the reasons why I decided to become a dual citizen. And this is just from my personal experience. This is not legal advice. I'm just sharing with you my journey. So first is I still want to preserve my identity and cultural connection in the Philippines. Like I said, I'm full Filipina. My dad's Ilocano. He's from San Marcelino, Zambales. My mom's Waray. She's from Catbalogan, Samar. My husband is actually half Filipino, half white. His mom is from Sibalo, Mantique. So as you can see, it's so rich in culture, Philippine heritage, and we want to instill that to our children. And given that they will know our values, our upbringing, they will enjoy the best of both worlds, right? So allowing me to have that strong connection in the Philippines will also allow my children to embrace the culture. And on that note, I would like my children to be Filipino citizens as well. Like I mentioned earlier, my firstborn is already a dual citizen. That gives me so many reasons as to why I need to be a dual citizen as well. And for our future kids, of course, I wouldn't have any complications anymore to process their Filipino citizenship because I'm already a dual citizen to begin with. My second reason is the ease of travel and longer stays in the Philippines. Like I said, I come there every often and then eventually, things change. If I decide to live, work, build a business, or own a property there in the Philippines, I wouldn't have any red tapes that most foreigners face. Just to add on that, me and my husband, every now and then, we talk about future plans. He even wants to invest in the Philippines. And hopefully, once we are on the retiring age, we could just visit comfortably every now and then in the Philippines and also spread our sources of income. Another reason is to support my parents. They're already in their 60s. I have siblings there. I'm the only one here in the US. I'm the firstborn. So it gives me comfort to know that if things happen in the future for health reasons, personal matters, I am there and I can stay longer and extend my stay just to tackle issues like property decisions since they have properties there or legal matters that they might encounter. I have really strong ties with my family, and as much as I want to be there for them, I really can't. But just to give you a heads up, I already started petitioning my parents I filed an I-130 for them this same month. That's another story. It's gonna be a long one, and I don't expect to hear from USCIS anytime now. But once I do, I will definitely share with you my journey on that. And hopefully that will also give you some insights if you're someone who is also here in the US wanting to petition your parents in the future. Those are my personal preferences as to why I decided to become a dual citizen. So let's now get into my to-do checklist. Remember, I mentioned earlier that I scheduled my appointment to apply for dual citizenship, but didn't you know that you can actually process on the same day for your Philippine passport? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm hitting two birds in one stone. So, first things first, you have to book your appointment. For me personally, I was only able to secure my appointment 1 month away. I thought I could schedule sooner, but when I looked, like, they don't have availability every day. So make sure to secure an appointment first, and that's when you can complete the application form and compile all the requirements that you need. So once you're on the website of your selected Philippine consulate, just browse through the website and you will see like a book an appointment link. So it will show you the options. So as for me, I have the dual citizenship. And so here's the part wherein I included my passport application. You have to tick that and you have to select the open schedules that they have. So make sure to check yours properly. So once you select your preferred time, fill out your information, it will give you a checklist of the items that you need to submit. So there you have it. So that's how I booked my appointment online. Now that you have secured an appointment, the next thing you'll do is to complete all the requirements that you have to submit. I have everything I need already in this cutesy folder. I'll just show you what I've prepared so far. So first you have to complete the application form, whether you want to do it online or print a blank copy and fill it up. Make sure don't sign it yet. It's better to sign it in front of the officer once you're on the venue. So for me, I prepared two original copies that I could easily sign. Second, you have to bring in original and photocopy of your PSA birth certificate. Next would be your naturalization certificate, just to prove that you are already a US citizen. I have my naturalization certificate inside here. If you're interested in getting this one, I will link down below. It keeps your certificate sealed and safe and neat. So next would be passports. You have to bring your US passport and Philippine passport because it's automatically expired already. I don't know if that's the right term, but once you have your US passport, you can no longer use your Philippine passport. That's why I have to have my new passport as well and decided to do it all on the same day. Next is for you to provide two by two photos that you will attach in your application for dual citizenship. So another supporting document that I need to present is my marriage certificate. If you are married, you have to bring in your original and photocopy. If you're divorced, you have to have your divorce decree, or if widowed, you have to bring in the death certificate of your spouse. And then next would be a valid ID. For me, I'll bring my driver's license and a photocopy of it. And then lastly, for the processing fee, it's $50 for adult and $25 for minor derivative. You can pay by credit card, debit card, cash, money order, cashier's check. I know there are several modes of payment, but I know personal checks are not accepted. So just take note on that one. I will share a screenshot so that you will have a brief overview of what you need to bring already. Now that I share with you the requirements for you to have your dual citizenship process, the next set of requirements that you have to present is for the Philippine passport application, which I'm going to do on the same day. So first and foremost, actually, to be honest, you will submit almost the same documents as to what you will present for your dual citizenship. The only two items that are going to be added are the following. First is your oath of allegiance form, the one that you will receive after doing the oath taking of becoming a Filipino citizen. So I personally don't have it yet because I haven't done the oath taking, but like I said, that will be included in my part two as to how my experience went during the actual appointment schedule. And then the second important thing that you have to add is you have to have a self-addressed stamp envelope. For me, I chose USPS. It says on the website, do not use FedEx. I just went for the safe one, which is the USPS. So this costs $11, but if you want a faster one, there's the Priority Mail Express flat rate envelope, which is $31.40. I just chose the cheaper one. So make sure that in this envelope, you have the stamps and the tracking number so that you will be able to track once they send you a notification that your passport is being mailed. So those are the two important add-ons with the requirements that you have to present for Philippine passport application. But one last thing, with Philippine Passport, it also comes with a processing fee. For a new or renewal of passport, it will cost $60. The mode of payment will also be the same as to how you will pay for your dual citizenship processing fee. All in all, for me to process both applications, I have to pay $110 on the actual day of my appointment. One thing that I forgot to mention earlier with regards to your Philippine passport application is that you will need a passport photo, but you don't have to prepare for it. You'll have to do it on site. So that's why it makes a difference if you look presentable, because not only you will be presentable for your oath taking, but you'll also look nice and decent for your actual Philippine passport photo. So for the Philippine passport requirements, I will just post a screenshot on this side just to give you an idea of the things that you have to bring. But like I said, the requirements that I mentioned earlier, those are literally the same things that you're going to bring. Now that I've shared with you the reasons why I want to become a dual citizen, the list of requirements that you have to bring, I think I only have few tips for you. Coming from someone who has been to the Philippine Consulate in San Francisco already, you really have to come prepared, be there early. There's a parking nearby, and it's actually near Union Square. I know it'll take me almost a day to stay there. Just be prepared to stay there for longer hours. Another tip for you is in terms of the requirements and documents, please, please, please photocopy several copies of your original documents. You might never know. For me, how I prepared, I already paperclip the requirements. And then on another side, I also have like extra photocopies already because you'll never know. And I know they have photocopier there, but it will still cost you. You still need to have quarters, and just to avoid the hassle and inconvenience, save your energy and time by just over preparing your documents. So there you have it. This is a wrap up of my part one in terms of my journey in applying for dual citizenship and Philippine passport application in San Francisco. If you want to know what will happen on that day, stay tuned for part two. If you're thinking about it, please do your research, know your needs and requirements. I will post some links down below so you have a quick guide on where to go to, especially if you're also based here in the Bay Area. This video is just like an additional insight among a lot of Filipinos who are also processing their dual citizenship. Every person has its own story. I'm just contributing to the community, and I hope you find this video helpful. At the end of the day, having a dual citizenship opens me to more options, ease of mind, and deeper connections to both US and in the Philippines. It's like having the best of both worlds, the opportunities that I have here in the US and still retaining my root connections in the Philippines. I hope my to-do list and tips makes this easier for you. I will update you after my appointment this coming September. So if you want to know more about my journey and my life here adjusting in the USA, please, please, please do subscribe, like, comment, hit the notification bell so you'll be on the loop on my next posts. Until then, see you on my next video. Bye!